What happened, I think, last week was a combination of conditions where works had been going on and then the seas became very lively and suddenly you had this explosion of plume along the whole coastline, no? And obviously that is a concern. That's not what the EIA said would happen, and we are driven very much by the EIA in limiting the impacts that such works would have on very important summer amenities. That's our position. You know, were the situation to worsen, you would need to give some consideration about having to postpone the works. I don't see any other way. The EIA was hundreds of pages for this big project. You can imagine the scale of it. So at the time it was released as a dynamic document, and as things developed and different parts of the works were done, the impacts and the conditions would be reviewed going forward. What I think we're seeing now is impacts, and so therefore the review should be done, I think, at an official basis. I know that the Department of Environment Agency, they're on top of it as best they can. They are monitoring, they are taking samples and whatnot, but the people who sort of presented this project as something that could happen under the certain parameters are the ones who have to come back to the table. It is a private project. They did hire their own consultants to do the EIA, and I think they have to answer to the methodologies that are being used and to ensure that both can run in parallel. If they can do the works and not affect the beaches, fantastico. But if they can't, then something's got to give, and I would hope the authorities would land on the side of the beachgoers, because they have nowhere else to go.
So Eastern Beach, you've been coming for around 50 years.
I would say so.
Tell me a little bit about the changes you've seen over that time.
Crikey, well, that's the biggest change.
in terms of the Centenary Terraces.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't interfere with me, but that was like our playground when we were kids. You know, we used to jump over there onto the rocks and do a bit of fishing, you know, get mussels and what made, you know. We used to put them in a tin, just boil them, eat them there. You know, nobody ever died, so it wasn't too bad.
Most of the time, nice people here. My friends are here. We play in the park down there. Another friend named Thibaut, I go with him. And winter, I normally go with him like around for here.
So it's not just summer that you come, no? It's throughout the year?
Yeah. But what I don't like is about the sand. It's like when you accidentally kick sand, it's like all dirty, rusty, dirty from the construction of the houses also.
The influx of people we've had has been quite dramatic. In fact, this past 2 years with Hassan's going up, it's what I was talking about before. Unless you're a diehard Caleta or Rocha goer, it's much easier for young couples to come down with the kids and go to Eastern. Sunday in particular, it was chock-a-block from one end of the beach to the other. So that's the amount of people will have new people coming to the beach now.
So I've always been a Caleta girl, as you know, from a young age. And unfortunately, I've tried bringing my family over to Eastern Beach because it's more convenient for me, obviously. But they're loyal to Caleta. So weekdays, I'll be here at Eastern Beach just because it's right my doorstep. I've got my beach chair, my umbrellas in the storeroom, so it's just really convenient. And then the weekends I'll spend those at Caleta.
Now, of course, during bathing season, dogs aren't allowed at the beach. So as a dog owner, how do you feel about those restrictions?
I kind of understand them because it's only since I've got my dog now and I'm a dog owner that I realize the mess that some dog owners leave on the floor, unfortunately. It's like the constant debates on the Hassan's Facebook group, you know, people finding pee and poo on the floor, which is unfortunate because some dog owners do give others a bad name.
I like the water and going on walks with my friends.
Yeah. Have you always come to Eastern Beach with your family?
Yes, but when I was a bit younger, I went to Western, but we started coming here.
Okay, and you prefer it here?
Yeah.
Yeah? And what's your favourite thing to do when you're here with your friends, apart from taking walks and going swimming?
Probably maybe going to the shop and getting some frozen sun tops.
I think a lot of people will agree with you on that one. Ice creams and frozen sun tops, no? What's your go-to order?
I normally get a tropical frozen sun top or a cola one.
Qué bueno. Well, as soon as we finish this interview, you can go and get one.